News 46 is brought to you by Dr. George Leaks, Pahrum's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 46 is also brought to you by Humana, serving the community. Please stop in at 1397 South Loop Road on the corner of Loop and Highway 160.
Tonight on News 46, a former inmate files a lawsuit against Nye County, and emergency crews respond to a rollover accident. News 46 starts now.
You're watching Kpvm News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
A local woman says she was injured at the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center after allegedly being thrown to the ground by an officer. It's June 18th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A Pahrump resident who was arrested recently is suing several officers and the county for allegedly injuring her while in custody inside the detention center. News 46 has obtained footage of the alleged incident in which plaintiff Leanne Aldridge and her attorney Tom Gibson are asking for $1 million in damages.
A $5 million complaint just filed in district court Monday highlights accusations regarding an officer physically and mentally abusing a misdemeanor arrest suspect. Leanne Aldridge is named as the plaintiff and is waging charges against Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley, Deputy Joshua Armendariz, Deputy Ann Horrick, and Lieutenant David Berukowitz. Aldridge's attorney, Thomas Gibson, states in the complaint that she was arrested for minor traffic offenses on April 17, 2017, and was transported to the Nye County Detention Center. According to the complaint, Aldridge was removed from her holding cell by Deputy Armendariz, who began questioning Aldridge, to which she responded, "I do not answer questions and am exercising my Fifth Amendment rights." The plaintiff's complaint states then Armendariz went into a tirade, became highly agitated, used foul language, and screamed, quote, "You will be answering questions," end quote. Aldridge says Armendariz walked around the desk where she was seated, grabbed her from behind by the upper arms, threw her to the floor, then began to drag her to keep her from being able to stand. Aldridge is seeking damages in excess of $1 million for each of the 5 listed causes of action. Notably about Aldridge, she was convicted nearly 20 years ago for an unrelated incident back in 1999 of lewd, lascivious acts with a child in a San Bernardino, California Superior Court. Only Berukowitz's attorney, Brent Huntley, replied, stating that this complaint is, quote, a work of fiction by attorney Gibson, who Huntley says has a long history of being tied to former Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall and former Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMeo, who is currently campaigning for Nye County Sheriff against Sheriff Worley, who is seeking re-election. Both Marshall and DeMeo are deemed by Huntley and others as being long-term detractors of Sheriff Worley. Attorney Huntley also says that regarding the filing of this new complaint, pinpointing the alleged early 2017 incident, the timing is suspicious. This is Unat Gentry reporting for News 46.
The driver of an SUV was injured Saturday morning in a rollover accident. According to Fire Chief Scott Lewis from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, one person was transported to Desert View Hospital via ground ambulance, the result of a single vehicle rollover that occurred on Saturday here in Pahrump. How the accident occurred is under the investigation of the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Traffic was diverted around the accident while emergency crews attended to the victim. Significant changes to Nevada's sex offender registration system are in effect. Assembly Bill 579 aligns Nevada's sex offender registration laws with the federal requirements of the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act of 2006. AB 579's greatest impact is in how sex offenders will be placed in tier-level classifications. An offender's tier-level classification impacts three areas: how often an offender must appear in person to verify registration information, how many years an offender must register, and whether certain Tier 1 offenders are exempt from website disclosure. An offender's new tier level identifies how he or she must appear in person at local law enforcement agencies to provide required information. Under the new law, Tier 1 offenders must report annually, Tier 2 offenders must report every 180 days, and Tier 3 offenders must report every 90 days. The new tier level classification also denotes the duration a sex offender is required to register. Tier 1 offenders must register for 15 years, Tier 2 offenders must register for 25 years, and Tier 3 offenders for their lifetime. Nevada currently has approximately 7,200 plus active registered sex offenders throughout the state, which fluctuates daily due to incoming and outgoing offenders. Of those 7,200 plus, the approximate amount of each tier is as follows: Tier 1, 1,898, Tier 2, 1,926, and Tier 3, 3,391. After this break, we'll have your Business First Brief.